What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to today's Tea Talk. You guys, it's a new year. It's a new motherfluffin' year. Now, before we get into reviewing today's trailer, which by the title you can already tell what we're doing, so let's get into watching this trailer because I'm shook. I'm ready. I'm not as excited for Animal Crossing, I will admit, as a lot of people, because I didn't grow up with this series, but a lot of people since 2001 have grown up loving friggin' Animal Crossing. And personally, I don't understand the hype, but I'm ready to understand. The trailer isn't that long either. It's only 30 seconds, so let's get into it. Oh, it's in Japanese. Okay. It's so cute. Oh god, this is too adorable. I can't handle the cute. It's too cute. It's really cute. Oh my god, I'm about to sneeze from how cute. Oh, that's adorable! So wait, okay, a lot of people were saying that there were new things added into this game, new features, new everything. Okay, wait, can I just say something? This bird's outfit is rocking it. Stealing the show, stealing everything. I love it. Where can I get that? Hello, Gucci. Hi, make this. This is a little emo kid of the group. This guy is just completely dead because it has X's over his eyes. Isn't that what it means whenever a character has X's over the eyes, that they're dead? Oh my god. Deceased because of the new launch date. That's why the X's are over the eyes. I mean, this little kitty is just snoozing away. The eyes are closed. She's sleeping throughout the entire thing. And this one in the back kind of has a smile of, I'm going to kill you. So the new Animal Crossing game is set to release March 20th of this year. So you guys, anybody who is a fan of Animal Crossings, be prepared. And also just a heads up, if you're looking to pre-order it and you're in the US, you won't be able to until probably a little bit before the release day. I don't know why they're doing that. Everywhere else in the world, you can pre-order it. You can pre-order it in Japan, the UK, for example, but you cannot pre-order it in the States. Which I don't understand that. That's ridiculous. If you have a game that's coming out in March, you should be putting it up for pre-order right now. Cyberpunk 2077 was already up for pre-order months ago last year. Same with Resident Evil 3, the same with Ori and the Will of Wisps. Like, they've all been out for pre-order everywhere. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Bwump, this person right over here, for giving me all the info on Animal Crossings, because I am not well versed in Animal Crossings whatsoever. Go follow her Twitch and her Twitter. She's an absolutely amazing human being. Since Animal Crossings came out in 2001, these characters I feel are the inspiration for what the Wii characters are. And if you look at the art style, it's the same one that they used for the Wii. So I really think it's cool what Nintendo is doing by re-releasing and remaking a game that was back in 2001. You guys, The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 is coming out this year for all of my PS4, soon to be PS5 people. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for this. Even though I don't own a PS4 or soon PS5, I am really excited about seeing everybody's reaction and seeing walkthroughs and seeing just everybody's adventures within this game. It's a long-awaited title. We really need it in our lives. May 29th of this year, May 29th. I'm so excited to see everybody's reaction. I'm so looking forward to it because I've seen walkthroughs on the first game. Absolutely incredible. If I'm not mistaken, didn't PlayStation announce, or Sony technically, didn't they announce that they are going to have a backwards compatibility? So if that's the case, I'm definitely going to get my hands on a PS5 because that means I could play all of the Silent Hill games, especially the first one, which makes my heart happy. That's the only reason, honestly, I would ever get a PS5 to begin with, not just because of The Last of Us Part 2 and Part 1. I would honestly get it because I would want to experience all of the PS4, PS2, PS3, PS1 games that I never got to experience as a kid. This game I'm really excited for. I don't know if they're still keeping some things in, considering the fact that they did continuously delay the date of the game, even though I'm happy about that. I really am. Don't get me wrong. Even though at first I was like, okay, you announced something two and a half years ago, you delayed the game once, then again. It's really one of those things of where, like, they want to make sure it's perfect, and I completely understand that. So I feel like we run the risk of certain mechanics that they announced are going to be in the game, i.e. possibly having to shoot dogs to get past certain people. I feel like that was something of where they announced that, and then you saw a lot of people get riled up about it. I feel like that's possibly one thing that they might remove from the game. I could be wrong. I think it'll be a lot more difficult to get past certain things without shooting certain animals or certain people. It's kind of like Red Dead Redemption. You had to shoot certain people or certain animals to get past to a certain objective. And for our last gaming article of the day, we're going to discuss older Americans enjoying video games, which I'm happily surprised about, because I didn't normally think that people in their maybe 50s or 60s would enjoy playing games such as Call of Duty. It states here in the first sentence of the article, although teenage boys remain the most avid video game players in the US, which it's not. What am I, an artichoke? Like, I'm a video gamer plus a game journalist, so and I'm a female. And there are thousands upon thousands of females who play said video games. Wrong, sir. They're being joined at the console by another group, the grandparents. More than 10 million Americans age 50 and older became active video gamers over the past 3 years, according to AARP survey, which I find interesting. It continues on stating in the article that the rise in older gamers is fueled in part by people who use gaming to spend quality time with grandchildren, but many are also drawn to video games for enjoyment and intellectual challenge, which I completely agree with that statement. I mean, you use it as kind of like a bonding mechanism with your kids or your grandkids. I mean, hell, that's how my dad and I bonded, because it's over video games. That was the thing that he got me that started my entire love of video games back when I was 10. So, I can just picture it now. Some 66-year-old granny online playing COD with her headphones on saying, "Move over, you noob." In this day and age, we're not just going to have timeouts where you stare at a wall for 15 minutes straight. It's going to be grandmothers playing COD with their 15-year-old grandsons. Now, I put the article in the description down below so you guys can check it out, view it, read it, just immerse yourselves in that article. I found it very interesting. While it may be biased towards a certain gender, very interesting nonetheless. You guys, now we're going to get on to the questions, where I completely forgot to tell you guys on here in the community section what the topic today was going to be. I originally wanted to just do questions on video editing for you guys. That way you could ask me questions, anything you want about video editing. Yeah, that's not how it worked. I forgot to put that topic in the community section. So we're going to have like a little mixture of topics I'm going to discuss here, which will be nice. Now, the first question comes from Peter Turner. Hi, Peter. What's going on? How are you, bud? He asks, as a video editor, whose editing work do you admire when you watch other YouTubers? Ooh, okay. The first one that comes to there are a lot of editors. The editor for Markiplier is really good. I don't know the name off the top of my head. I really apologize. But Andrew, Shane Dawson's editor, he by far one of my favorite editors on YouTube. He does such a clean job with everything. It's just, his editing is on fleek, honey. If I ever got to like be an editor for an editor, I would be his editor. Now, the next questions we got from Andrew. Andrew, thank you so much for the amazing questions. I really, really appreciate it. First one is, what are your top 3 do's and don'ts for editing? Oh, gosh. Don't color grade to high heaven. Like, that's the number one thing I would say for someone is do not over color grade, because you don't want to look like an oversaturated or over contrasted mess. Third thing I would say as my don't. Okay, so we're doing the don'ts first. Let me just clarify. My second don't would be, don't be incredibly choppy with a lot of your work. You want it to be smooth transitions, you want it to be evened out, and if you want it to be choppy, it can be used for comedic purposes and stuff like that. If it's overly choppy in certain places, it just looks like a mess. For the love of everything that is unholy, do not put the music so loud so the person viewing it cannot hear you talking. I see this so much with video editing, and especially a lot of new editors out there who put the music, they jack it up because they think, oh, they can't hear a lot of it in the background. It's just going to be background noise. There's a specific thing in Premiere Pro where if you lower the music enough, it becomes background noise. So you have to lower it to a certain decibel or range that it's not overpowering the person or speaker's voice. Whenever you're editing and you might have an external mic, don't forget, it's one of the biggest do's that I always see people either forget or they just don't do because they don't think about it. Turn off the other mic or turn off your camera mic, whichever one that you're doing. So let's say you have you're working with a camera, but you're also working with an external microphone as well, so you have a better clarity of speech. One thing I would highly recommend is cutting off the audio from the camera and only leaving the microphone audio. That way you just sound clearer, you sound more distinct, you sound just all around better. The other thing I would say, along with one of the don'ts, but do, color grade. Color grading is very important. Color grading is something that, even though I don't implement it in my videos a lot because honestly I forget to, can really set the tone of your video very nicely. So if you want to do something noir like this, or if you want to do something kind of contrasty and very just hipster-esque, something like this. A lot of different things you can do if done the right way. It takes practice, it takes time, it takes really a lot of patience. My top 3 do for editing is do it because you love it. If you don't love it, don't do it. A humongous time-consuming thing. Like, it is a ginormous time-consuming thing doing video editing. So if you don't like it but you're forcing yourself to do it, that's a key sign to just walk away from it. Hire an editor. You know, have one of your friends who's good at editing edit one of your videos. If you don't like something, don't do it. So the next question that comes from Andrew is, I get very frustrated when the clip doesn't work the way I want it. What do you do in that situation? There are a lot of things. There are a lot of things I would say to this question, i.e. a clip not working in regards to the way it flows with the music, the way it flows with another clip, the way that it is just placement-wise in the entire video. There are a lot of things that makes clips not work. Because one thing that I would suggest, if a clip isn't working, get rid of it. That's the best thing I can recommend, because if you're not vibing with the clip and it's not working in the video to begin with, toss it, honey. And question number 3 from Andrew, just for those who don't know about video editing, tell us how long it actually takes to make a finished 10-minute video. Okay, so realty, right now, it takes longer to edit a shorter video than it does to edit. Now, this varies from person to person. It may be the complete opposite, but whenever, let's say for example, I'm editing a client's video, on one hand, it might take like 2.5 to 3 hours to edit a 5.5 hour video. But for me, if I'm editing one of my longer videos, it'll take about like an hour to an hour and a half at the most. If I'm editing a 10-minute video or even a 5-minute video, it'll take me up to 3.5 hours. Because there's a lot of finer details that you have to consider when you're doing a smaller video. Perfect example, I was editing a smaller Twitch clip for a client of mine, and it took me, not even joking or without exaggeration, 5 hours, because I wanted to make sure each movement, each segment flowed within one another. This clip was no more than 7 seconds long. It took me 5.5 hours because I had to think about how I wanted to approach the comedic timing within said video so it didn't look fake, it didn't look clustered, it didn't look poorly put together, you know? Our next question comes from the YouTube community, and it is from Jose Tron. Thank you so much for sending your question. I really appreciate you. And he asks, what are your top 5 favorite songs at the moment? Okay, I really like this question. So, my top 5 favorite songs have to be Graveyard from Halsey, Jamais Vu from BTS, Way Back Home from Shawn, Flightless Bird, American Mouth from Iron and Wine, and Everything Goes from RM. And you know what, just for kicks, I'm going to throw in a 6th one, Best of Me from BTS. And our last question comes from Savage Pancake Syrup. Thank you so much for sending in your question, dude. And he asks, ooh, this is a good question. What is your biggest fear in life? Okay, my biggest fear in life, realty, disappointing everybody I love. I don't want to ever disappoint people. I don't ever want to have that gut-wrenching feeling of, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed in you. You know, that look that your parents give you whenever you take a cookie from the cookie jar. It's like, I expected better from you, huh? I'm afraid to disappoint you guys. I'm afraid to disappoint my family, my cats. I'm afraid to disappoint everybody. So that was the tea talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this combination of news and questions. I think it was a good thing, don't you think? I think so. I think it was. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe, because we are getting so close. We're getting so close to 1,800 people. I can smell it. And also, if you guys want to suggest topics for the Tea Talk, be sure to go down in the description below and check out my Patreon, because I have specific tier that allows you to recommend topics and whatnot. So be sure to check that out. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 a.m. EST. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.